Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a new chapter from physics, and the name of the chapter is friction. In this chapter, we are going to discuss about friction, advantages of friction, and disadvantages of friction. Students, we already discussed about friction in force and pressure chapter, right? Yes. In that chapter, we mentioned about contact force and non-contact force. Then tell me, friction is an example for which type of force? It is an example for contact force. Friction is an example for contact force. Students, you already learned that friction is a force that always opposed to direction of motion. That is, it always tries to stop motion, right? Yes, that is friction goes in opposite direction of motion. Then, what is a motion, children? Motion is nothing but a movement. Okay, motion is a movement. Whenever an object is in motion, there is always a force. There is always a force which is opposed that motion. That force is called friction. Got it? Let us consider an example. This is a toy car, right? Yes, toy. When we push this toy car, what will happen? It moves a certain distance and after some time it will stop, right? Yes. When this car moves, what will happen, children? There is another force which acts opposite direction of the movement of car. Okay, there is another force which acts the opposite direction of motion of car. That is why this car stopped its own after traveling a certain distance. Okay, we know that until and unless a force is applied, the state of motion of object will not change, right? Yes, wherever this frictional force is dominant, it will stop the motion. Okay, any moving object, there is a force always acting which tries to oppose the motion. Okay, which stops the motion. Now let us consider another example. Here you can see a boy is sitting on a swing, right? Yeah, if you push a swing, what will happen? It swings for some time and after some time the swinging stops, right? Yes. Why, children? Yes, there is a force which stops the movement of swing. That is why it finally stops. If something wants to move, it should overcome the force of friction. Then only it can able to move. It should overcome the force of friction. Got it? In this lesson, we are going to learn more about friction. Students, you all know that friction is a contact force, right? Yes. Then what is mean by a contact force? Whenever there is a direct contact between two objects, the force acting between them is called contact force, right? Yes, this you already learnt in last chapter. So, friction is an example for contact force. This frictional force arises due to the contact between two surfaces or two objects. Students, when you rub your palms together for a long time, then what will happen? Hands become warm, right? Yes, why? That is, a frictional force is acting between two hands. Here, two hands are in contact, right? Yes. So, friction produces heat. Then, let us try to push a heavy box with small force. Does it move? No. That is, friction prevents the movement of that box. Friction prevents the movement of that heavy box. If you apply much more force, then what will happen? The box starts moving, right? Yeah. If we increase the force, then only the box starts moving. Here we applied force more. Here we apply more force. After that only the box move, right? Here, the applied force, when it is greater, then only it overcomes the frictional force. After that only the object moves. Have you ever think what's the cause of friction, children? What's the cause of friction? Students, if you talk about this surface, that is, it is a smooth surface, right? Yes, if we talk about this type of surface, okay, we think that the surface is very smooth, right? Yeah. If we watch this surface using a powerful magnifying lens, then what will happen? We will notice that it consists of a lot of ups and downs. Here you can see in third picture, you can see there is a lot of ups and down, right? Yes, here you can see a lot of irregularities. We can say a lot of irregularities you can see. In the case of smooth surface, the irregularities are less. But in the case of rough surface, these irregularities are high. Got it, children? Let us consider. We are trying to slide a box over this smooth surface. Then what will happen, children? The box also consists of these irregularities, right? Yes, box surfaces also consists of irregularities, and the smooth surface also consists of irregularities. So, if we try to slide the box over the smooth surface, then what will happen? Interlocking of these irregularities takes place. Interlocking of irregularities takes place. Got it, children? But in the case of rough surface, what will happen? Rough surface also have more irregularities, right? So the interlocking is very strong. So we have to apply more force in rough surface. But in the case of smooth surface, what will happen, children? The irregularities is small, right? So the interlocking is small. So we have to apply small force to move that box. Got it? That is, if the irregularity is more, we have to apply more force. If the irregularities is less, so we have to apply small force. That is, greater the interlock between two surfaces, greater will be the force need to move apart. Greater will be the friction. That is, a greater force need to in order to make the body to move. So we can conclude smooth surface. In a smooth surface, the irregularities are less and friction is less. But in the case of rough surface, irregularities are more, right? Yes, irregularities are more, so friction is more. Got it? Let us suppose you have a box. Let's try to move the same box in smooth surface and a rough surface. In which surface do you find it's easier to move? Tell me. Obviously in smooth surface, right? Yes, that is in smooth surface, the friction is less, irregularities is less, right? Yes, so the friction is less. So we have to apply small force to move that box. Next is, what are the advantages of this friction? Advantages of friction. First advantage of friction is it enables us to walk without slipping. Okay? Friction helps us to walk without slipping. Have you walked through an oily surface, children? Have you walked through an oily surface very easily? It's not possible to walk through oily surface, right? Yes. Why? Oily surface, the friction is less. So, it's very difficult to walk through oily surface. How will you walk through a surface? Friction between our feet or our shoes and ground that helps us to walk by pushing our feet against that ground. Okay? The friction between our shoe and ground that helps us to walk. By pushing our, what will happen while we are walking? By pushing our feet against the ground, right? Yes. In a smooth surface, it is very hard to walk, right? Why, children? Have you ever think about that? In a smooth surface, it's very hard to walk. I already told that in a smooth surface, the irregularities are very less. So, the interlocking is very less. So the friction is less. So the contact between two surfaces is very less. Hmm? Here, friction helps us to walk. You can say friction helps us to walk. If you walk on a slippery ground, what will happen, children? The friction is less. So, due to this, you may slip. This friction helps us to walk. What's the first point, children? What's the first advantages of friction? Yes, friction helps us to walk. Second point is friction enables a car to move on road without skidding. Okay, friction enables a car to move on road without skidding. Okay, how it helps, children? It is because of the friction between the tire of the car and the road which helps us the car to move forward without skidding. If there is no friction, what will happen? Car would stay where it was. Second point, children, friction enables a car to move on road without skidding. What's the first point? Friction helps us to walk. Second point, friction enables a car to move on road without skidding. Next is the third point. What's the third point? Friction enables us to write and draw on paper. Friction enables us to write and draw on paper. While we are writing, there is a frictional force which acts between the tip of the pencil and the paper. Okay. And the next point is friction enables us to pick up and hold things in our hands. Okay, friction helps to pick up and hold things in our hands. How we are holding things, children? If we hold a glass tumbler in your hands, what will happen? There is a frictional force that acts between that glass tumbler and your hands. Got it? Yes. And the fifth point is friction enables us to light a matchstick. I already told that friction that produces heat, right? Yeah. We rub a matchstick against the rough side of a matchbox. Then friction between both of them that produces heat. And this heat that burns the chemical present at the head of the matchstick, right? And it lights up. Okay? But the fifth point, children, friction enables us to light a matchstick. What are the points, children? First point is friction helps us to walk. Then second point is friction enables a car to move on the road without skidding. Or we can say that friction helps the vehicle to move. Okay? What the third point? Third point is friction enables us to write and draw on a point is friction enables us to pick up and hold things in our fifth point is friction enables us to light a matchstick. Got the point, children?